Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 22nd of August. PM Modi lands in Johannesburg to attend BRIC summit. Pakistan rupee drops to record low as import restrictions ease. And Nepal's probe agency interrogates former Prime Ministers in land grab case. And now for all the details. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday embarked on a 4-day official visit to South Africa and Greece, making his first stop at Johannesburg to attend the BRIC summit. PM Modi, in a statement, called BRICS a platform of discussing concerns of the global south and said that the summit will provide useful opportunity for the member countries to identify future areas of cooperation and review institutional development. The diplomatic bloc of emerging economies is meeting in person after 4 years and is likely to hold discussion over issues including economic cooperation and food security. The bloc will also weigh on expanding membership as over 40 countries have expressed interest in joining the bloc.
And mostly you have the BRICS expansion item on the agenda, and second is the use of national currency for trading and economic activity amongst the BRICS countries. So that are the two. But from India's point of view, development dimension and issues that are so crucial and critical for the global south, on which Prime Minister visionary leadership has always been emphasizing, that the solutions and the challenges for the global south, that we all have to collectively work together.
And Pakistan's rupee closed at a record low of 299 rupees against the dollar in the interbank market on Tuesday due to an easing in import restrictions that has lifted demand for the dollar. The removal of the restrictions beginning in June was a condition of a $3 billion IMF loan program to help the crisis-ridden economy. Traders said the rupee fell 0.6% to an intraday low of 299 against the dollar. Pakistan is currently being governed by a caretaker government that is tasked with steering the country through to a national election that should, in theory, take place by November, while grappling with searing political tension as well as historically high inflation and interest rates. Meanwhile, a massive protest was held recently in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir against soaring inflation, flour crisis and lack of other basic necessities, while Islamabad maintains a negligent attitude. A report. Locals and members of the civil society in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir held a massive protest recently to express their anger against runaway inflation and persistent wheat crisis in the region. They expressed they are fed up of heavy taxes and shortage of basic necessities, and there is no one to even listen to their plight. The removal of subsidies has further aggravated their woes.
मेरी रियासत का गरीब शख्स आटे के लिए कतारों में पूरा दिन खड़ा रहता है। मेरे रियासत के गरीब शहरी को आज की इस गर्मी में बिजली में असर नहीं है। मेरे रियासत के गरीब शहरी को पीने का साफ पानी में असर नहीं है। मेरे रियासत के गरीब शहरी की सुनवाई करने वाला किसी जगह पे कोई शख्स मौजूद नहीं है कि यहाँ पे आवाम बिलक कर मर रही है। लोगों को 2 वक्त की सूखी रोटी खाने को नहीं मिल रही, और जो बोलता है उसको ये डांटते हैं, उसको कहते हैं कि अगर तुम बोले तो तुम्हें इसके संगीन नताइज भुगतना पड़ेंगे। हम इनकी किसी धमकी को कबूल नहीं करते।
There have been several protests over the issue, and locals blame the government has been both negligent and systematically discriminatory towards the people of the occupied territory. Well, Taliban's Interior Minister Sirajuddin Haqqani has claimed that Pakistan's recent security incidents are due to its internal issues that Islamabad should address itself. Haqqani warned that if Pakistan seeks to solve its issues by force through Afghanistan, the interest of citizens of both countries will be harmed. This comes as Pakistan has repeatedly blamed Afghanistan for not acting against terrorists operating on its soil. There has been surge in attacks in Pakistan, especially by the TTP, since the Taliban's return to power in 2021. In the latest, on Tuesday, 6 Pakistani soldiers lost their lives while 4 Islamist militants were also killed in an exchange of fire in Waziristan near the Afghan border. It was, however, not clear which group was involved. And Nepal's Central Investigation Bureau on Tuesday handed over a report on the Lalita Niwas land grab case to the District Government Attorney's Office a day after the probe agency interrogated former Prime Ministers Madhav Kumar Nepal and Baburam Bhattarai. In the report, Nepal and Bhattarai have been named government witnesses. The CIB has suggested charging around 250 people in the case. Taking to microblogging site X, Bhattarai said the case will be a starting point to end all forms of corruption. The scam took place during the tenures of Nepal and Bhattarai as the cabinet headed by them made policy-level decisions in the matter. It is alleged a large area of government-owned land was unscrupulously brought into private ownership and sold to various individuals. And moving on, Sri Lanka has paid the first installment of $50 million to Bangladesh as part of the repayment of a $200 million loan, a senior Bangladesh Central Bank official informed on Monday. The loan, which was part of a currency swap agreement with the Bangladesh Bank, was provided to Sri Lanka to help it battle its financial crisis caused by economic mismanagement and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. As the island nation is making efforts to recover, with a $2.9 billion IMF bailout secured in March, a Reuters report suggested Dhaka expects Sri Lanka to repay the entire loan this year as Bangladesh itself is grappling with an economic crisis. And excitement is rising in India on the eve of the much-anticipated moon landing. Special prayers were held on Tuesday for the success of the country's lunar mission Chandrayaan-3. Take a look. Special prayers were held in parts of India on Tuesday for the success of the country's lunar mission, which is scheduled to make a landing attempt on Wednesday. The mission Chandrayaan means moon vehicle in Hindi, is India's second attempt to land on the south pole of the moon after the previous one failed in 2019. The moon mission blasted off on 14th July and the lander module of Chandrayaan-3 separated from the propulsion module last week.
हम लोग यही श्री चंद्रमौलेश्वर महादेव से प्रार्थना करते हैं और चंद्रमा जी से प्रार्थना करते हैं, हे देवता, हमारे भारत की छोड़ी गई चंद्रयान-3 को जल्द से जल्द सफलता मिले.
Meanwhile, in southern state of Tamil Nadu, a miniature artist named Mariyappan created a prototype of Chandrayaan-3. For India, a successful moon landing would mark its emergence as a space power, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government looks to spur investment in private space launches and related satellite-based businesses. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.